Hello world, it's retro coding time again. Good evening to you, Micro Man. Thanks for saying hello, thanks for catching the intro. Hope you enjoyed that music. I think it's great. That's the Cobra Z64 soundtrack. Music by Ben Dalglish. I may well get a copyright claim on that on YouTube. May get muted. But it's worth it, that's a great tune. I've done a tiny bit of coding in the daytime today off the air. So I'll reveal what I've changed, and it hasn't improved much. We've still got some work to do before I'm happy with Bob. Let's get started. Okay, so here's where I've mainly changed things. Let's get rid of that music. Lovely though it was. Right, I did make some other changes to the rest of the code, but let's look at Bob check nodes, which we were working on yesterday. I got halfway through doing it. It shows what it's like when you get tired. I made this state, if you remember, for the nodes. Not state. I'm already getting tired. This ID. So that when we're iterating through, we don't have to keep a tab. You know, we can just find out which one we're in. And I didn't use them. I was still there was code down here, which then figured out what node it was. I didn't need an ID, but this way's cleaner, so it just checks through all the nodes. When it eventually gets to the end, which is actually up here. When I say when it gets to the end, when it's checked and it wants to go to the next one, it increments here. This signifies it's at the end, and then it jumps all the way to the finish, which is right at the bottom. So basically all I changed so far is instead of having all them big routines to find out what node we're in, it just compares to the ID 1, 2, 3. Now I noticed yesterday I had these wrong because I hadn't taken into account the ID. And that's probably why it wasn't working at all at the very end. So I managed to see that first thing and sort that out. But it still didn't work. Let's just have a look what he is doing. I forget. Because it's kind of working now, but the bottom isn't working, if I remember right. Yeah, he'll turn and then he'll turn down. And that looks like he's turning too early to me. And then obviously he messes the game up by reappearing. But I've tried everything to figure out why this is happening. As you can see here, I've done all the constants. So there's no way that a node should not line up with one of his paths. And I also did this just to double check. This I don't think is really needed, but I added a new state. Might as well show you here first. So Bob's state now, instead of using our player state enum or list or whatever you want to call that, I've made a new one. Just to make it more obvious when we're in this loop, because the problem I had, or I believe I had, was it wasn't making it through this loop in time. And the reason I know that is because when I called the loop up above the movement, if you'll see now I'm doing it after the movement, but if I did this in the update loop before the movement, or if I did it above each one in the movement, I got loads of stray pixels. The whole game broke basically, and I had to go into the vsync, which I actually moved into the game values section, and I had to increase these. When I put them up really high and run the game really slow, there was no glitching. So I kind of figured it had to be the loop, which I just added, which was this huge one, failing. And I figured out it was because if I put it below the movement, you don't get any glitches. But for some reason, I don't know if it gets to the end and checks these nodes in time. So anyway, I added them states, and now as soon as he hits a node, I set it to turning. And it's only at the end of this loop that I set it back to patrol. Hello Moz, happy Friday. Hi Microman, you're back. Good to see you. Thanks for joining at the intro. That was fantastic of you. It's not wasted. Yeah, so I've tried to make doubly sure basically that this loop, if we're still in this loop, we don't call update. And if you look, it works as far as I can tell. We get, because I call this at the bottom of move, so there's no way that none of this gets called after that. Then we get back up to update and it checks the state. Now, if we're still in that loop, it must still be not patrol, it would be turning. And in fact, I could do double, I could be double careful and just put, if it's turning, return. So it definitely does not update. But I can't see how it could get through to this update here if it was still turning. It still is in the nightly, yeah. I've been in this nightly for ages now because I wanted to get this AI completely functioning before I copy it across for no particular reason. Just that I haven't bothered to do it because the code doesn't work as I would like. But yeah, I'm working in the nightly for the foreseeable future until we get this working, basically. So as far as I can tell, this stuff cannot get called unless he's in the patrol state. And as I say, as soon as he hits a node, I set it to turning. So as far as I can tell, I don't know about how whether that can get called more than once, like while we're still in a loop, but it felt like that was what was happening. Because like I said, if I slowed it down with VSync, it was okay, but it was unplayable at that speed. Or it was definitely virgin on unplayable. I could probably just about live with it. I worked it out, it was something like 11 frames per second I slowed it down to get it to not glitch. I think I had to divide it by 6 or 7, something like that. But yeah, it seems to work. But see what you reckon. X is 2, minimum X. That doesn't look like 2 to me. Why is it happening early? I tried this set border pink trick again when we hit a node. Or maybe I got rid of that. No, here it is. Oh, that's why it's not working. I wonder why I wasn't setting it pink anymore. So when we hit a node, we'll see a flash of pink. And you watch, it hits all the nodes, even the bottom one. Oh no, it didn't hit the bottom one that time. Okay, I did have it at one stage where he did hit the bottom. You saw a flash of pink, but it just still didn't turn. Although I think I did solve that. There was a reason for it. Oh yeah, the reason was that my nodes here weren't actually set up properly for, I think it's 10, is it? 11 is the last one in the middle. And I didn't have, as you see now, I check, is it down? Is he facing down? And if he is, well, for a start, that's wrong. That needs to be just call up. Or in fact, Let's make him just definitely go left or right if he gets to the bottom middle for now. But 10, if you look, is the bottom left corner. And that actually is okay. I want him to either go up or right. Assembly code. Hello, Tim Dev. Are you an assembly user? Have you ever used it before? And if so, do you enjoy it? I love the emojis. It's kind of like assembly, but I've put my own sort of C# spin on it so far at the moment. I've forgotten where I was now. Oh yeah. So as far as I can tell, these are set up correctly now. He's going to hit node 10, which is the bottom left, and he's going to space up or right. But it did appear that he's not hitting that node for some reason. And the node, it's hard to see why, because it would have been node 7 he hit, wouldn't it, on the left there, or possibly node 4. But he was at min X, and that's why he hit the node. Then he goes down. So how is he missing this node? This node here. It's in the same thing. I've checked that. That is 152, and I've checked that. It's definitely a multiple of 8. He definitely hits that number at some point, and he's already in min X. It's mental. At one point, I had it flashing when he got to the bottom left. I think it might have been when I just put more frames per second, like lower frames per second. So that's what made me think maybe it's not getting through that loop quick enough. That seems early as well, the turn. I don't understand. 2 should be nearer to the wall. Min X is 2. Where do I check it again? See, I'm literally checking it here where I've been working the whole time. It's just another node. I think it's number 4 he hits. He goes down. Let's have another look. Why doesn't he hit the other node as well on the way down? So I think it is that he turns too early. Because he should be hitting 2 nodes, one there and one here. I am struggling with this. Ah, that's why. There's no like left case. So we'll jump if it is left. To a routine I'm just about to make. Bob. Hit node 4L. Of course, confusing this because I think there's probably some other nodes that we have to do that on, so I'll have to comb through them in a bit. Let's try and make this work with this random seed, and then I'll check all the because I think I copy and pasted a lot of these, so it's a problem. So if he is going left, I'm just going to randomly choose up or down when he hits that particular node. I still don't know if this will fix it, because what would have happened before this is it would have said, is he going up? No. Okay, well he's going down then, it would have thought. So really, oh look, but when he's going down, oh yeah, we want him to continue. So it's just lucky that he's going down anyway. So I don't think it's going to make any difference, but it's actually now correct. It was wrong before. It needed some sort of way to check if he was going left. And of course, jump to the end once we do that. Just see if that makes a difference. It didn't flat. Oh, he's gone up now. Oh, that node's just in the wrong place. Like in the wrong Y. Or was it? Or was he just not working properly? That was node 1. See, that should have worked because it doesn't care what direction he's facing. There's just 2 outcomes anyway. He either goes down or right. Bit of a ghost stepper too, right? He's funny, isn't he? Get random missing. Node 4. It's okay right now, I think, node 4. Because what that does, just in case anyone's looking at it and not knowing what the hell it all means, is just for node 4, I'll say it. It takes what his current direction facing is, checks it against left. If it's equal to left, it jumps to here. If it's equal to up, it jumps to there. And if it's not equal to either of them, it must be equal to down. So it jumps to there. And NZ means not equal, Z means equal. And of course, if it's just jump like that, that means it will jump no matter what. Do you know what's confusing me? It seems like his origin is in the wrong place. Because I put the node a little bit up the wall on purpose, because his head his head is allowed up the wall. Do you see what I mean? But it seems like it's like checking with some kind of offset included already, and I've just forgotten about it. It should be nothing to do with the check collision code, because that's just for desks and that, really. I didn't use that for the edge of the walls or the nodes. But he just walked up past the node, basically. Darn it. Right and below. Oh, okay, no worries. I'm in a right mix up with this. I know that it's very close to working in this current sort of state, but there may be one line wrong, or just one part of the puzzle missing or something. Maybe I've forgotten to cover some case, some situation, But it does. It seems like it's quite straightforward when you actually look at it. Assuming he's in patrol state, I better check what this collision thing is doing, but that just moves the target pos. Maybe this has... No, the nodes have nothing to do with the target pos. That is just for checking if he walks into a desk. And I think that's it with Bob. That's all we worry about. So that's unnecessary really, but it can stay there. I added turning, and I think the whole thing's unnecessary really. I set it, like I said, at the start of that loop to turning if he hits a node, and I only set it back to patrol once he's finished. Once that loop finishes, so it's like a precaution. I was trying just to see if it worked. If he's in patrol, it's going to call that. He's trying to move up. So it goes to there. It does that target position nonsense, which we don't need to worry about right now. It changes the actual target position. At that point it checks the collision with the desk using the target position and moves us. We haven't collided with the desk, so it's moved us. It's got this far. It's done the animation. Then we get to this bit I've written. That's just the way to set the direction, of course. Bob X. So there's no offset. There's no nothing. It should just be his head. That will be his left side, and that will be the top of his head. That's working fine. I'm completely happy with it. Can't see any way of improving it personally. Unless, well, no, I was going to say we could add, like I say, a buffer, so we could have like a +1 sort of offset around the waypoint. But then he's going to walk into desks and stuff like that. We need to keep him on that exact path. I'm just going to look at him walk again because I want to understand why he's not turning. He doesn't hit the node. He actually does turn, but the node didn't flash. It's so strange. Okay, so it's min Y, which apparently is only 48. But he starts at min Y, so So it should be there like halfway up the door, the node. Why is he turning there if he doesn't hit a node? Would there be any reason for that? Try changing that to 56 a second to see what happens. So he still turns in the same place. So again, it looks like he misses the node completely. Let's try changing the seed and try and get him to go down again. Because I think it must be the same problem that we were having on the bottom and the other node. Missed the node, missed the node. So I don't actually think it has any effect. The Y position of the node is correct, was correct in the first place. That's right now, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. So why is he coming off the path somehow? I think that is the issue here. That's what I was trying to avoid with this turning thing. Wanted to make sure he couldn't move until he was facing in a direction, which I thought I'd done. How is there any way he couldn't? Like I said, that function I've just made is called here right at the end of this, of everything really, if you think about it. It's the very last thing done on Bob. I could understand if it was here and it was doing it. Oh, he's moving left anyway, isn't he? Now you'll see he won't stop when he turns. Oh, will he? Oh, hello. That looks more like the right position. Oh, he's just hit a node. He didn't turn though. Yeah, I don't get it, Micro. It's confusing, isn't it? It really is. It's worrying me a lot getting this fixed. Tomorrow when I wake up, I'll probably just do it alone. If I haven't fixed it, try and just fix it. Sometimes I do just have to delete it all and just write something different. I'll just try having all these above again. So there's going to be one step of movement potentially, or probably likely actually. If I remember right, when I did it like this before, he bumped into desks quite a lot. Oh. straight away. Kicking the desk. That's what I feel like doing right now. So sadly, I don't think that's going to be what the wise. I think that's completely wrong to do actually. So let's undo it. Okay. I think I might have a solution in mind. How about when he's in the node, we do actually know what position he should be at, don't we, at that stage? Like the nodes have a position. In fact, we could just use the IX register to get that. I'll fix him to the node. He's already in the turning state, so he shouldn't be able to move at all, other than if I force him to. So load A. Oh wait. At this stage, does IX? It's just IX, isn't it? I don't have to do any offset, just in the normal. Yeah. Correct. It's going to point at the correct node already for me. So that is the node's X position. Let's make Bob that. And the same for the Y, of course. This could work. But I'm going to have to do it on every... I should probably just make a routine like fix into node. But no. This is better. Of course, I only have to do it once per node, not on every subsection of the node. That happens, Micro, because he, the way the spectrum, the way we set up our video buffer, all it does is move him further into the array, which just happens to be the next row down. Do you know what I mean? So he was actually moving a row down at a time. But then if his Y position was forcing him back up after he moved across, it's quite confusing, and it is confusing. But our video memory is just a straight up array if you think about it. If he was right at the bottom when he done that, it would go into the color memory instead. Well, actually, I think I left a bit. Actually, that was completely inaccurate statement what I just said. It would just overflow from our video memory, which we set up right at the beginning before the rest of the program, so it would probably actually crash the game. But I think I left a bit of space in between. I know some of these nodes are actually not quite complete. Like not every case is covered. But I'll probably just get it working in some respect first and then just watch where he messes up. And obviously I'll probably have to trawl through it at some point to make sure I haven't missed one direction. Because the corners are okay. They're just 50-50 from the start. But anyway, this should lock him to exactly that node. So I'm going to be completely surprised. I don't mind if he does a bit of snapping when he gets near a node. That's what I want to see, really. Nah. Same thing. Oh. No. I was going to say it seemed like maybe he turned off the screen. We just didn't see it. It's interesting how he turned on that. I do think it's not getting through that. Oh, he turned there in the middle as well. Strange but true. So I think this is an unnecessary thing again. Because he should be in that position already to trigger the hit node in the first place. But I wanted to just lock him to it. I think I'll have to delete them because it's just slowing down the loop even further, isn't it? Damn it, I've been hoping to get some instant results like we were earlier in the series. We normally overcome the issue by the end, but this is proving to be very tricky. Because I just cannot understand why he's not hitting that node. The only thing I can imagine is that it's having trouble reaching the end every time. Just try putting it right up to a really slow pace. So that's now 5 frames per second is all we're going to get. Very, very slow, but for some reason it didn't flash. That time it did. Seemed to do it so early there. And the same thing happens, so perhaps it's nothing to do with the loop actually. Damn it, because we had it working so nice when we were just doing the corners and the middle, if you remember. I looked that up to find out if I could do it, and it says I could. Is that causing... I don't think that is causing a problem. I'll set the border to blue right up here. Probably won't make very little difference, but maybe we'll see it a little bit longer be pink. Oh, I've still got it going really slow, haven't I? I wonder why it didn't go pink. It did this time. Okay, good. I'm sure he's meant to be one character cell to the left now, and that's why he's missed all them nodes. But how? I'm just going to try this. This doesn't seem right to me. I'm going to try 0 there and 22 there. I know that's wrong though. That'll let him technically walk too far. Does look like he turns too soon, doesn't it? It really does. I've just widthened the game area in theory there, changing them to just change. It's done the exact same thing. So undo them changes. Speed it up a little bit as well. So he was going left. That's even baffling me now, because I was thinking, oh, maybe he's slipping through this, doing all that check, and then instantly going to this or something. But if you think about it, he's going left on the case we've got, and then down. So it must go via this and then go through all this again. The nodes should be correct, because look, I've set them up as constants. So that's just the ID. All are the three. So min, mid, max, min, mid, max. Row 1, row 1, row 1. It's so weird. It really is. I'm going to just try out of interest, just stupid, just starting him at min x just to see what happens. That's how far over he should be. Look. Oh look, he just missed it, bypassed it again. But it flashed. That makes no sense, honestly. You see where min x should be now. The same thing's happening with the y. Vote Z80, get in. Good for you. I am going to stick with the Z80 for definite. I've decided I should take that poll down really, because I have already made my mind up. The pink flash is just to say we've hit a node. As soon as he hits node, we do set border pink, and then right at the start of the update we do set border blue. It was just to sort of prove he's hitting a node. But do you see how this is where he should be in terms of the left side for minimum X? And bang, he's hitting the nodes, but he's ignoring them. But I can deal with that, because I told him to ignore it, didn't I? On one of them ones, I told him to carry on going down. If he's already going down, can't remember what number he just hit, but I think 7. So that's all right. It's the size of the game area. It seems to grow suddenly and shrink on the for some reason. Like there must be some offset. It was like when he was walking up. Let's change the seed again and see, and I'll put him back to mid. Yeah, he should have hit a node by now. How funny how he did hit it, but late. Wow. And then he just misses it completely. Why has he stopped there? What the hell? There's no behaviour written to tell him to do that. He just ignores him, doesn't he? But I only told him to ignore the side ones where if he's walking downwards, I've told him to look. He's got a 50-50 chance of continuing to walk down. But that's not like the edge of the. It's not like the lowest node. Do you see what I mean? It's just the side. So if he was walking down the side, that's halfway down. I mean, I'm getting to that stage where I might just delete it, but it's a pain because it should be working. He's come one with the blackboard. Yeah. That's a sign of a true teacher. This loop shouldn't actually take that long anyway, because it looks nasty, but it jumps past. Well, let's say it's node 12. Yes, it has to go through all them, but once it gets to node 12, it just jumps down to here. Do you know what I mean? All the way down. But just out of interest, I'll try. I'll just try this stupidly. So it's just the bottom 3 nodes now. So if the loop speed was the problem, surely it will hit every time now with them. Just the same problem. It's loading a game. Bob game. That's hilarious. I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, that was funny, wasn't it? I've measured it before. You know, I went this morning while I was offline. I checked all of these painstakingly and created constants so that it was even more sense. I'm just gonna try. I'll put all them back. I'm gonna try making him up, starting him at max Y. It shouldn't be Bob State Standard. It should be Patrol. Doesn't matter though. They're both 0. Like I might go to the stage of removing all the desks, commenting them out so they don't draw or get collision or anything. Don't fiddle with X position. Okay. I just got that. I'll put him down to the bottom. Interesting how that's a little bit higher than max Y. Yeah, that does make sense. What else do I need to change to make sure he walks up? Oh yeah, that was it. Just try it. Sometimes it's quicker, isn't it? Oh, he's still walking down. Damn it. I wonder did he just hit a node and decide to go down? Oh no, probably why. Oh yeah. Let's just put them all to up. Weird. He's gonna become one with the blackboard again. Oh, he didn't bother this time. He ended everyone's life. Yeah, I agree. I completely 100% agree. Especially after doing that with the three of them. Warp 11. It's really sad because it's so close. And I don't want to just delete that and come up with a new concept because I think it's. I'm looking at the wrong thing now, but I think it's really close to working. The only thing I can think of immediately is adding more nodes. Like, so it's like, just cover him at them corners and the edges. But nah, that's not the answer. But there is no answer to this because yeah, I do as well. I will try my very very best. Visual debugging aids, what other than just the border pink? I'd love to be able to print Bob's XY. I've tried that though. It's not easy. I can do it. I have done a score routine, my own one that is in another game. Yeah. I've done. What I would do is I would create a graphic for 0, 1, 2, 3, and then I'd have the score and I'd just work out what graphic to show based on that. Because I have to just do it as graphics for this one. I think the way we set up the video memory doesn't want any like actual real life ASCII characters flying around in there. For some reason, pushes like one of our blocks out into the wrong place. I think crashes the game. Yeah, that's roughly where I was going with my next thought. Actually, Moz, I agree there as well. I was thinking that. I was just trying to figure out what to do that. I think it's that one there, isn't it? Plus 16. I can't see why I would have to do that. I suppose if I had applied an offset somewhere and still couldn't notice it, this would offset that offset. Same place. It's stupid. It's like it's checking against his feet. Because the feet are in the right place when it does that node. And then the middle one's completely missing. Major tricky stuff, this. Stasis leak, I love it. I'd love to find a stasis leak right now. I'm going to delete them because it didn't change. Like, for some reason, something's happening to the nodes, isn't it? Like, I wonder if I just hard code them, although I think I have already done that. But so, line 1, 48. Sometimes you just gotta try it when you're struggling like this. And yeah, I think I might have already tried this. This might be how I already started before I added the constants. But So that's down as 20, but I'm not sure that might have to be. Oh, that's to account for his own width, yeah, which is in the right place. But we knew it wasn't that causing it because he's not even gone over to the right side yet. Yeah, I've had that thought as well, Moz. I'm pretty sure it is when I added it up. You'll be able to see now. Maybe I messed it up. Maybe it should be 40. I mean, if you're at cell 88, 5 cells up is 48. I just done it on the calculator. So it should match up. Same with, that's what really baffles me on X. You can only be a complete character cell out. I find that insane how it's doing that. Unless, am I doing it off the target position? That might account for why it was turning early, if that was. I don't think I am, but I've got to keep that thought in mind. Because if the target position's got something to do with it, that would always be one step ahead, and then if I turn it before resetting that, if you see what I mean, or before moving it to the target, that's a possibility. That I don't think this is going to work. That's just been a waste of my time and your time. But sometimes you just got to try it, haven't you? I can't see it. If it works, I'll be flabbergasted. No. It almost seems like completely impossible what's happening there when you bear in mind the max and the min and where he starts from. Yeah, that's what I thought was. But if you think about it, his movement amount is 4. So the target position would only be 4 out, 4 pixels. Which would really only be like the top of his head, wouldn't it? It'd be halfway down his head. Damn it. I had some ideas when I was driving around, but none of them worked. This is tricky. I'm gonna, just for debugging purposes, I'm going to change this to 8 from now on so that he's always on a character cell. And let's just double check them constants. Try changing 48 to 80. I guess you're talking about up here. Wait, not here. Here somewhere. 48 to 80. That's min something, isn't it? Min L. Min Y. Min L. Min Y. Okay. The nosy bit. Okay, yeah. So in here, basically, min Y. Yeah. My memory's so bad now I'll end up writing 46 or something if I don't do that. So because I've worked this out with basically graph paper using GIMP, so I've been there looking pixel for pixel. It's in the same exact space. It's so strange. Doesn't matter where you put them in. It was worth it, mate. Definitely. At this stage, anything's worth a try. I simply cannot figure out why he seems to be ignoring these. The nodes are set there. Bob move. If I remember back, when I started getting this error, I'd delete it. I used to have checks where he hit the wall and I'd stop him from moving. Might just try that, just quickly, a very rudimental version of that. Return, does that mean it's going to mess up our turning? Do I need to create a jump and jump to this? Can always do that later, can't I? In fact, that's probably a good idea, isn't it? And I can do that from any. I can call the same thing from any movement. So they all jump to there. This could mess everything up because he might just be continually checking. I guess none of them really need to return anymore either. An animal. Didn't change anything. Where's the speed gone? Back down to 4. The pixels show where they are. That's a good shout. I've got a draw 8x8 sprite thing if I want, so I could draw anything there, a crosshair or anything. Just a blank square. Or like you say, I could just paint it that cell. Pixels, like you say. I mean, I could just draw a heart icon there, can I? Okay, let's just try that then. I've run out of ideas anyway. Where's that heart icon gone? There. Okay. Just wondering, do I need another array? Not really. We're just drawing once then at the start and see if that's enough. Icons, what? Oh, heart icon. I'd put it in the same category as caveman, yeah. It's part of my debugging tool set. You know, it's a good idea. I should have thought of it really. I think it's going to appear exactly where we think they are, which is part way up the wall. But you got to bear in mind, I was setting the node where I expected Bob's head to be, so I know exactly where they are actually. But this will be good to see it anyway. At least I have something in the video that loads and actually works. I'm just rolling a ciggy. But I think if I'm still struggling like this tomorrow, like I say, I'll wake up kind of early and set aside a few hours on my own, try several ideas out, you know, just smashing through it, and maybe I'll come up with something. Because I obviously don't want too many nights. I don't want to put everyone off completely, stuck on the same problem for a week or two. That'd be devastating. I'm not sure if you can just do that. Might try it. It's not BC, it's DE. Yeah, it will. It will. I mean, I'm being unfair sort of to you guys because I had it on GIMP with the squares when I drew the nodes and positioned them. I knew exactly where they were because I took a picture, you know, screenshot and everything. Ah, look at that. Sometimes the problem seems to materialise just in front of your eyes when you're doing something else. I just wonder if that's the reason. Silly idiot, ain't I? I mean, I only recently added this ID, but this entire night stream, that them ID's been there and that node length's been wrong. Yeah, but we haven't fixed it yet. I've had lots of these fake aha moments. And then the letdown of, oh, why is there these big gaps here? That's a bit worrying. What have I done there with copy paste? Oh, that was the draw nodes. I was just writing. Okay. Do you know what? Just mute it. Just thingy that a second. Yeah, I think this. Obviously, it wouldn't have worked properly. I hope I haven't flipped the code up to a state where it doesn't work anymore. I don't think I have. Let's just try and give it another whirl. That's probably brilliant. You know why that is, don't you? That's because of that thing I added, which I previously deleted. Just checking he's hitting the wall. I'll leave the return there just to remind me that I had it different before, but I think the jump is actually better. I reckon it is, Moz. I've got a good feeling about this. Because that was all bearing in mind that he was going off track somehow. We were just trying to cover that. We shouldn't have to. We should just be able to. He should be on the track. And I think it was just getting all the wrong values, of course, for the node. I don't even know how it was finding nodes where it did. Go on, Bob. Go on, son. He's on a right mission, mate. I mean, he's favouring some directions like he was before. That worked correctly. He doesn't have to go down, but that's just one of the options. And he chose it. There are some that do need to be fixed. Some of the nodes don't cover every option just yet. Oh, thank goodness. Do you know, I really was worried at one point. I was looking at the code just thinking, what's wrong? And it was just that constant. Well, I can only just learn a lesson from that and try and be more careful. Every time I change the length of an array, go and change the constant every single time immediately. Yeah, more work is needed to make sure he, doesn't take these patterns, but excellent. P time. It was worth the wait though. Oh, amazing. I think I could either sit here and trawl through that now. Just all I'll be doing is adding a few different cases, if he's going up or whatever. I know the feeling, was. I should have spotted that, to be fair. But to be honest, it's the sort of thing I do brush over when I see a constant. Especially since I've checked all them other constants. And I just sort of brushed over it, think it's only right down it. Or is it up here we use it? Just there. Oh, there, sorry. Thank God for this extension by Mboric. I'm sure they all do it, but being able to just hover over that, I probably would have never found it if I couldn't do that. I would have just assumed it was right. Oh, that is a leap forward though, guys. Big leap. Because like I said, I could trawl through that now and add all the directions. I think that'd be quite a boring remainder of the video. And, you know, you'd already know exactly what's going to happen by the end of the vid. I mean, I might go over 2 hours. I probably will, but, you know, I don't want to be up all night. But I'm going to do that alone. I'm going to finish that off either tonight or alone or tomorrow. That allows us to get into another really tricky subject instead of this boring one, which is the collision of Bob and the player, and also the states, so that if Mikey's attacking in the arcade, I found out you can headbutt the teacher, can't you? You can't do that in the Spectrum one. It's only 4:30. Is it 4:30 a.m. where you are? Wow, man, you're like I used to be. Well, I'm still like it a bit, but PM. Oh, okay. Yeah, we do, and there's definitely another hour left in this stream minimum. I'm just sort of setting the seed for that, letting you know roughly. Because I need to change my schedule. It says like 3 or 4 a.m. But that's like an outside case that's going to happen. I need to put 2 a.m. really, and then if I go over, it's a bonus. Yeah, maybe it's not a great thing to teach. It would be nice to be able to attack the teacher somehow. I don't think in the actual Spectrum one you can attack him at all. I've not been able to. Maybe you can. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're only using Mikey as an example. You know, we don't have to stick to the game. We could add like a fart in there or something if we wanted. Something like that. Kick him in the nuts. And he drops his book. You just see him on the floor. But I think the first thing I'll do is just do the teacher catching you. And then we'll be able to, it'll open us up with just being able to add simple things like Mikey's lives, and that'll link me into making the UI look nice because we haven't done any of the UI yet. Should we do the knee attack? I think I'll leave it to the end to do that, to add further attacks, because we've still got this bum bash attack we've got to worry about. Yeah, let's put that one to bed for now. In Java and other languages, there was a way of doing like that. I can't remember how you do it, but you can put like a section somehow, and then end section. You can just close the whole thing, but in this you seem to have to go like that if you want to close it. And also it reopens every time you reopen the code. Alright. Bob check collision is all about desks. Sublime does it, yeah? Is that the same? I know it does depend on what code you're writing. Some codes have it built in. Like, and some, because you wouldn't be able to write like that in this, would you? I'd probably think it's some sort of instruction. But Java and C# most certainly can. I'm lost now. I'm looking at the wood for the trees again. That is reasonably okay name, but that's only really checking desks. It's checking any static background object. I mean, what it's really doing is resetting the target position. That's what it's really doing. I forgot what I said I wanted to do. Oh, just colliding with Mikey, innit? Perhaps it's better to do that in the Mikie script, because I'll be able to take a life off him and stuff like that. You know, get game over, etc. Not that I couldn't do it from the other one, but a bit tidier doing it from here perhaps. Or it might even be best to do it in the level. Don't have a look at that, I've seen enough of that. Let's get that down there. Hello, Carino. Nice to meet you, man. Yeah, it's some crazy language, but it's fun when you get the hang of it. All about the data, where you put the data, and then the very small little bunch of instructions that you can use on the Z80 processor. As you can see, most of the time you're doing loads, XOR. There's a few to learn, trust me, but not that many. Checking for collision between Bob and player. How do we want to do this? We can do it absolutely anywhere we want to, really. That's the beauty of this language. We've got Mikie checking for desk collision. That's not the same thing whatsoever. The door is very similar though, because the door just checks his instant position, not his next position. I'm just going to do that so I know this is where I was working, because I've got a habit to go off rabbiting about something else and then skim around. So we need to make that ball. I'm going to go into split view here. Now this is again unnecessary, because we could, instead of having this bool, we could just act on the collision immediately. But let's just have it anyway, so it matches up with the rest of what we've done. So it's the same principle. It's just that instead of D, it's a B. But if any of them conditions are true, it means we don't have a collision. So it gets confusing. It's like a big double negative situation. Causes me much confusion. But we're having to look for a way out of the loop to prove that there is no collision 4 times on each side. And if we get to the bottom, that means there is a collision. I'm hoping it should just be a case of changing all the door to Bob. And because I've set it up in such a way that all the sprites match, they have similar properties, you know, it should be a case of just changing the word door to Bob most of the time. And what I'll do is I'll get rid of that border changing colour, and I'll just make it change the colour here instead in a minute, just so that we know we've hit him. Let's set it green, why not? In fact, that means we can just leave the other one for now. I've changed it all to door. I meant Bob, didn't I? Or no, I just started rabbiting and missed one. Bob player, player Bob, Bob player, Bob player. Okay, it's not symmetrical. You can see there's been confusion though. We've got the NC in there. I wanted them all as C's really. So I need to switch B and A round and change that to a C really. Let's see if it works. It should go green if we collide with Bob. Compile it, load it. Alright, that's just him colliding with nodes. Come here, Bob. Oh, it was the exact same time as he collided with a node. He's hard to catch. He's definitely not hunting me down. No collision. And I know why instantly. I've got too excited yet again. We never call this routine ever, so we can just do it the exact same way we call for the door, which I think weirdly enough I've got in level 1. There's probably a reason for that. Well, yeah, I can see the reason I've done it straight away. It's because obviously it makes sense because Bob and the player are 2 different parts of the same level. Although with that being said, I think I have actually done it in the player update method. It's getting quite big, this. Let's draw. Animation. Collect heart. Where's update? Ah, there. Level 1 player update. It's literally as simple as just call that. Oh, thank you for the follow, my man. Much appreciate that one. Every follow is really massive. Oh, I'm not even walking around yet. Oh, still no collision by the looks of it. Oh, it is. Something happened. It's just. Oh, how. I've changed that minimum X and I forgot to change it back. That's not too good. It did go green, but I think it was like not the right offset or something. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that one where he's doing the nodes so we don't flash pink all the time. If I can remember where I did it. Level 1. Of course it's in Bob. Which is a bit. Oh, I guess it needs to be in Bob. It's Bob checking the nodes, yeah. Bob hit node. Blue, pink. While I'm in here, I'm going to get rid of set border blue in the Bob update. That was just for debugging. And we need it in the player one now for the time being. Right, let's see if we can hunt him down and get it going green. Okay, that was kind of promising. I need to like make the offsets bigger. Chasing him. Oh, I missed him. Right, as you can see, it is colliding. I need to stop Bob. What I'll do is I'll put it back to how it should be. This was all for debugging. That's correct. Let's face him down. Let's start him at min Y. And annoyingly, I think there is some other stuff I have to change. Yeah. I don't think that one even matters, but change it anyway. I could put banana there and it would still work. Oh yeah, I need to make his speed 0. Good, good. Okay, so we should be colliding there, but that's just the offset. Yeah, see, we're having to be right up there. I just need to widen this sort of the gap. But it does cause much confusion doing this. You can end up doing the reverse of what you want and getting in the right mix up. But it works pretty well actually. For 2 minutes work compared to that last thing that took about 5 hours collectively. Okay. So it pretty much works already. What I want to do first is get it exactly the same but with this as C, which means less than. NC meant more than or equal. But if we can make them all the same, it will make everything easier to think about. I think all I need to do is just switch the two around. So in other words, that goes there, and then we load B with A, and then that is A now, yeah. So they've just switched around. Let's see if it actually works, because again, I've created myself many times of confusion doing this. But yeah, it seemed to work better, if anything, just slightly. Probably because it was being less than rather than more than or equal. And also, we've put that offset so we had to be dead level because we wanted him to be dead level with the door to get out. But this time we can get rid of that and actually allow him to. Well, in fact, let's let him survive. Let's make it so Bob has to actually fully clip with him. Because if you imagine you're playing the game, you want to be able to maybe clip him a little bit and still survive, don't you? You certainly don't want him to catch you when you're like there. He seemed to turn to me then. That was quite funny. So actually, this is actually quite nice straight off the bat. Because you can get that close. But if you get that close, you're dead. Maybe even we want to shrink the offset at the top to allow you to skim. Because at the moment, it's a bit mean that he's catching you there, isn't it? You'd think you'd survived. So actually, I think I want to shrink the box. Yeah, you were just saying that then, Moz. I see. I've just seen your message. I should move Bob to the. I need to shrink it down. Well, let's move him down to see. That's it. The box needs to be really small, really, doesn't it? It won't be hard to do that. We could just literally add some numbers into this right now. Remember, this is get out, so we want this to be more lenient, if you know what I mean. This is how we get out on the feet. You know, our feet, the player feet. So where I add the height, try dividing that by 2 a sec. Oh wait, don't we want to move the offset down? Rather than, I don't know. Let me think about it. I get so confused doing it. Okay, well that still collides. I did just mess it up there, didn't I? I'm so funny with this. I managed to mess it up literally every time I write this code. I'm okay with the logic code, but when it comes to actual math, my brain can't cope with it. Just try. I think that might be alright already. That entire one. It's this one I want to maybe mess with. So if Bob A, if Bob Y is smaller than player Y plus height, return. So yeah, I do want to add to that because, like I said, I want it to be more lenient. And I'm asking if A is smaller than B. So I want to take some off that. Oops. See where I've made these divide by 2, I should probably make an offset specially for them, really. You know, named, give it its own label. I said that's not too bad, that side. Forget that side for now. Ooh, still triggering. It's because Mikey's smaller. Player's height's 24, so that was 12 I was just putting in. Let's try 4. Because he's a character cell smaller as well, and I wasn't taking that into account in my head when I was trying to work it out. See, look, we're actually level near enough, aren't we? So in fact, maybe I want him to be like less than level. Let's try sub 8. I don't think you have to put the A with sub because it's only A that can sub things. Like I said, I should make an offset for all these. There should be like Bob bounding box, height, stuff like that. You know, there should be names for them. But at the moment, I'm just happy you're getting it working. The numbers, I don't care if they've got names really. Oh, it seems to be working. Perfect. So I've sussed that. You have to be 8 character cells below to get to trigger it, or 8 lines, sorry, a whole character cell. So actually, I've already got a constant for that. Funnily enough, that's 1 cell. Just be cautious and just double check it works again. I knew that side was going to be too keen. That's pucker. I'll do the same with the bottom one, isn't it? I want it to be more keen to get out. So I need to make A even smaller, basically. Player Y is less than add 1 character cell. Perfect. So he has to be standing on you now to get you. Let's make him do it. Just get a gif of that. Douche, douche, douche. Child abuse. Oh. It's lined up like it's meant to do that. Wait. Yeah, so the tricky bit, because we've done that now, that was meant to be the easy bit. When he does the bum attack, he can't actually do that to Teacher Bob, but maybe it is. Boof, boof, boof. But look, when he does the bum attack, I need to move that collision. It's the same principle, but the collision box just comes out to whichever way he's facing, doesn't it? And gets moved by a couple of character cells. So really, it's not hard at all. There's a lot to do. Rotten apple. I was thinking it would be so cool to be able to add a cheat. How would you get it though? You have to get a bottle of whiskey or the special brew, give it to him, and then we'll just rig up that old AI and use that for Bob. I'll get him walking back around the classroom. I forgot what I'm doing then, sorry. Let me go back to my VSync a second. Oh no, game values now, innit? I should probably put that back. Keep going back there. I wonder if we can get away with 2 and 3. So I think that's 50 FPS. Or it might be, it's 25 FPS. Oh, he missed me, that's cool. So I might want to put one extra buffer there. Take away one of them character cells that I put in. Because it's very easy to escape him. But he got me there. So he definitely does collide with you. But he's really easy to escape. But don't forget he chucks teeth at you and that. I mean, I'm not so against people enjoying playing the game and getting some near misses. You know, if it's too keen the collision, actually that should have hit. But oh yeah, and I can sort out that minimum thing. Is min-x wrong then? What the heck did I do to break that? Did that used to be 3 and then that would kill everything if it was? I suppose it wouldn't on X. It's okay to do it on X. And actually, that'd be more symmetrical. Let's see what happens if I do that. Yeah, that's better. I don't know why Bob was still ignoring that minimum X thing. This early late thing, I'm not sure what I've done with that either. I thought I didn't use late, but I think I did. It seems quite slow still. I don't know if I added a halt in there somewhere I didn't remember about. Well, hey, we've escaped him. Now we need to grab basketballs out of there. Maybe I could add that as something nice and quick in it to add. Although I would have to draw a basketball, but I'll just do that in the text editor. Let's close that, don't need that anymore. Because I would like to add the kids that sit on the stools, but I think they need. I need to at least draw a decent, like an okay sprite. I suppose I could just do that right now. Nah, let's just do the ball. Let's do the ball. Just ball.asm. I mean, let's copy that. We've got 2 doors, and I just hard coded 2 because there's only 2. No point having an array of doors. Let's just put radius. No, let's just put width. It's gonna be square. It's gonna be a 2 by 2. Nice one was if you do, that would be amazing. That Scotch idea looks amazing as well. We just chuck it at him. That's a good idea. Because I was thinking in my head, oh, I'm gonna have to draw like a cabinet that you go and get it, but that makes it too obvious. Maybe not make it a cheat, like you say. Maybe just make it another attack. I don't even need height, do I? Maybe I'll have it just to not be an idiot. The 24 by 24 fat kid that made me laugh so much at the end yesterday because I could picture it and everything in the game, and I thought, yes, he's got to have like a little cap or something and a number on his back or something. Like. 69 on his back. Funny enough, I don't think we need any of that. There we go. I'm not like fully versed in how to draw a circle in bytes, but I'll figure it out. This is just a placeholder, of course, anyway. You know. Oh, it was going to be 16 by 16, wasn't it? Nah, this is better. This would do. I'll change it to 8 by 8. Both of them are going to get changed immediately when we spawn the ball. And although he can use many balls, there can only be one ball at a time. So we don't need an array. The fat kid has 2 stalls. That'd be funny. Thing is, I think there's a mechanism in the game. I might be wrong, but they go and sit on one of the empty ones where you've already taken a heart, and the first one you take goes and sits in your stall. So that could obviously complicate that if I was wanting to add that bit to the game. I mean, in the Spectrum one, they just appear on the other stall. They don't walk over there or anything. Well, I'm just going to change that. And also, that should be 8 anyway. So he's not got basketballs. He's throwing baseballs at him, or speedballs. And that's in level 2, of course. The real trick here is finding when to spawn the ball. I mean, it's very simple, really, isn't it? It's just the same as when he's colliding with the locker, the basket, which we've already got. Just trying to find it. Do I do that in the player? Player level 2, probably. Oh, look at that. Player desk. What's wrong? What if that's even been made? No. Interesting how the hell that was working. Stand By Me, yeah, I have seen that. Was that film with Lardass? Because I just think of the Goonies. I think I mixed the two together a little bit. Stand By Me is the one with that River Phoenix or whatever he's called in it. And they're walking down like a railway track. Lardass, I remember him really well, yeah. Yeah, the eating competition. I wouldn't be totally against trying to add little bonuses to this game to really make it a finish if we ever finish it completely. Hello, Coda Mick. How are you doing, my friend? Does it say 7 viewers for you? Does it? It says 4 to me, but great stuff. Maybe it's dipping up and down. Nice, nice. I'll keep going then. Hello, Lucky. Nice to meet you, mate. That's bloody ideal. That got loads watching. I didn't realise. Yeah, so I'm just wondering how that was working. Because it said desk somewhere here. I suppose it doesn't matter. Yeah, it still stops him moving. In fact, maybe it's worth leaving it at desk now. It is actually, yeah, it's going well. Oh, you've done your C++ video now, yeah? I'm going to check that out. Get back into C++. I got stuck doing, what do they call it? Something unique pointer and all that. I was really got baffled by it all. Basic software engineer. Nice. Business applications. Game dev really is fun, yeah. It's lots of logical problems. You can make up your own sort of, you can make your own problems, but then sometimes it all comes together well. It's brilliant. I might just change that desk for now, because there probably needs to be another check to stop him moving. I'll put a to do. One of the safe move is checking for if he hits a desk, and I need to change that in level 2 to basket. But I was doing something else, that's why I want to do it later. Yeah, when it hits a basket, not only do I want to set that ball to true. Oh, I feel like just changing it now. So I shouldn't have this. I should just have like it's just a static furniture that is. But the thing is, maybe I do want to differentiate later which one he's hit, like what type of thing he's hitting. Lockers says desk as well. I'm going to leave it as desk on both of them. And I'll change that name to solid furniture or something. God, where was I? Basket somewhere. There it is. Let's just leave it at desk. That stops him moving, that's good enough. What I really wanted to do was just check for I could just do it in here really. Save the instructions of moving it. So if it is true, I want to spawn a ball. Interesting. I'm having a think here. Not 100% sure the best way. I'm in the player, like the main player class here. just in that routine. I mean, just to make it easier, I can just do, if it's false, return. Now I can just do whatever I wanted to do here. I mean, where's the ball? This might be a silly way of doing it, but I don't want an array of balls. I'm just going to have is alive. Ball is alive. And initialize that as false. Oh, nice one, Coda. I'll show you it, but it's not massive progress just yet. But we've got him walking around pathfinding his way around. There's no hunt state or anything, and as you can see, it's a bit dumb still. But he does randomly, supposedly, choose his direction. And he can go down all the channels. We used a waypoint system of nodes, and if I can make him, we've made a very tight collision detection as well, which will make the thing go green when it, because he's moving, he's hard to hit. I've made it really hard to collide with him, really, at this moment. Oh, I could have had it then. I'll stop him a second and do it. I'll slow him down to nothing. Okay, so now he can't move. Yeah, thanks, Code Mick. It's coming along nicely, isn't it? It does. There's always a problem, but yeah, here we go. The collision is literally pixel for pixel. He has to stand on you. But of course, you want that really. But I want to widen it up a little bit later. He is a bugger. It's lucky that your job isn't to catch him, and his is to catch us. So he's going to be really easy to maneuver around. But yeah, thanks, man. And then obviously we knew we can go into level 2. So I'm going to add like a bin. I'm adding it now so you can grab a ball out of this bin. Yeah, I've been certainly meaning to catch this C++ stream, but you know what it's like. It's just that finding the time in the day, innit? I didn't even know that you'd actually ended up putting that online yet. Oh goodness me, I've forgotten what I'm doing completely again. Oh, the ball and basket thing, wasn't it? It's right here. So right away I'm going to put spawn ball, just so I don't forget. I mean, that just entails, we could even put a routine in here. Why not? Spawn ball. In fact, I always seem, I'm going to start prefixing it with the name of itself. Ball spawn. Yeah. Of course, first thing you want to do is set the is alive to true. That's how you do that. Now his position needs to be the player's position. See, I always go on about how I miss being able to have parameters like that and having, you know, transform player or whatever, P. But I don't need that in assembly. You know, I say I miss that, but I hate them. You know, they're a source of frustration. I can just go load A. player X. Load ball X. A. So yeah, I always get frustrated that it's not there, but then I forget how easy it is to work around that. Or not even working around it, is it? It's just knowing. You just have to know in advance. That's the downside. With these, you don't have to know what's coming. Do you know what I mean? I do the same thing for Y. So we set it to true. Snap it to the player's position. Let's have an offset. So when he's carrying it, ball held offset X equals 2. Do the same for Y again. Probably going to be 0 actually. And again, I can remove them if I get really bothered about how it's performing somehow, or if we get run out of memory or something. As far as I know, that doesn't cost any memory, but I might be wrong. It's just my head telling me that. What was I doing? Oh yeah. Not load A, add A. With the offset. So that's the ball getting initialized. Ball update. I'll do all the drawing inside level and Spiky itself, the main sort of launch assembly file. But I should probably start doing the same as where I've broken these into segments and I repeat them. I should probably do that with draw, to be honest. It would tidy up the code in the long run, I think. So I'm going to need another ball. Sometimes this is just my lame brain. I think there's always better ways. Maybe a state would have been better. Because I could have... Oh, it's tempting. I could do it all in this file for now. I could just have ball states. Ball dead equals 0. Ball held equals 1. Ball flying equals 2. There we go, that's probably all it needs. So I don't need that anymore, all that. But now I do need, let's have the constants at the top. Because we might move them into another file. Current ball state. Let's just prefix it with ball. Ball current state. Yeah, that'll do. DB ball dead. So instead of true, we'll just do ball held. And set the current ball state. Ball current state. See, next time I write a program, I'm going to make sure to do that right from the word go. My initial code, I was too worried about getting it working, and I didn't sort of name it correctly like that, but that would help massively if it was all named like that. Yeah, so now bool state means bool held, and I can just do another finite state machine here in the update method, which just checks what state it is and just only acts on, I can even, if I really wanted to, and I probably will actually, bool update held. Bool update flying, wouldn't it? Could call it thrown or anything, but again we just check the state. Don't load, compare it. I'm not sure we need one for dead. Let's go without dead for now. Bool held. Ooh, could have jumped. If I jump to it, it means we can't do anything else afterwards. So let's not for now. Just call Z. My keyboard, man. Ay ay ay. Rightio. So whilst it's held, we just want to do this over and over again. And let's just leave it at that for now. So when it becomes spawned, it's no longer dead. Do you see? I hope that's obvious to everyone. I could have used that as a live bool, but I've used a state system instead. Some might call it a state machine, finite state machine. It pretty much is. Quite a simple thing at that core. It's just a case of having one state at a time to be in. And then ensuring, obviously, here. As far as I know, that's fine. I might have messed it up somewhere, but this looks fine to me. And it's just going to move with the player now, isn't it? Plus the offset. It should actually spawn it, but we haven't got any draw code. The ball just needs to check its state to see whether it draws it. Maybe it is time to start doing it in here. Let's just start where we want to carry on. There you go. Simple as that. LFG. First one was at 11 PM. AM. Good call. I reckon, are they really, really long? Because I think one a week might not be a great amount. Some people might get bored waiting that long and try and look for other series if they're desperate to learn. They might only have 2 weeks off or whatever. It's up to you though, of course, but 2 a week maybe, if you could manage it. But it depends. If they're really, really long, I guess 1 a week's more than enough, isn't it? You can only ask your own community and see what they have to say, I guess. That's the most important opinion. So don't draw the ball if it's dead. We'll do the same with the collision, of course. If it's alive, well, in fact, no matter what else it's doing, we'll just draw it. I should put the Y above the X. I have done. Now we've cracked that bob thing, it's going to be an exciting couple of video sessions, the next ones, because we'll be doing stuff like grabbing the ball out of the basket. We'll add bob into level 2, rudimentary, just walk it with the waypoints, you know. Then we'll add the collision with that, and then it's straight onto the UI where I want to make an actual good, nice looking UI with hearts that pop up as you collect them. And after that, I mean, come on, we're bloody close to finishing. I mean, we haven't added a hallway scene yet. It has to be between each level. And then there are like 3 other levels that we haven't done, not including all the hallways. But they are much the same now as what we've already done. So if we could draw a ball draw from the main loop elsewhere, it's going to return back out after drawing. I think that's perfect. We don't even have to load it with anything. Do you see how much better that is? I should have been doing this much more often. Everyone's rooting for Bob. I'm going to make Spiky have like a real punk haircut as well. When I've got time, I'll go in, I'll make a copy of all of them. Give him like a bald head with loads of spikes, do you know what I mean? Make him look like a right punk. We can call Bob Draw every frame now. So it's really simple now, isn't it? Just go and spawn it and draw it every frame. So where was that? Where was that collision with the thingy gone? God. Here. Great. I could even go as far as doing what I did before with the not with the held function I created. F held CP true return Z. So if it is true that it's held, it's not going to carry on spawning balls. It wouldn't. It would have the same effect anyway. It would just put a ball there. The same ball would just appear in the same place. Oh, I haven't included ball, and also I haven't drawn the ball. Level 2. It appears I already have been doing that. That's all I have to do. The check's inside. I said those 2 things. My brain is smashed. What was the second thing? Draw the ball. Oh, include it. Come on, let's do this. Excellent. Okay, so I think I have to just walk up and press F. Give him a bloody ass bash. Yay! Oh, it doesn't follow me now. Something bugged out about the collision detection as well. Oh, I know why it's not following me. I never at any point call the update, ball update. All these ones here are obviously internal ones. You know, that one there and that one there. But this one can be called every frame from outside. If the ball's dead, it'll just get to this return. I mean, to speed it up, I could probably compare it's dead to start and return straight away. So let's do that. Can always change it if I don't like that. You know, I want to still do stuff on it when it's dead. And then from level 2, sorry. Yeah, there's the player update. It can go anywhere around there really. Alright, see you later, Bob. Oh, it's not letting me out. What did I change there? Because I see that, but that's level 2 anyway. What the hell? So that let me. Weird. How does that stop me from going through level 1's door? Bearing in mind, this is in level 2. Oh, hi, Roden. Have you only just joined the chat, have you? Sorry, I didn't realise, man. That's pretty goofy, isn't it? Look, level 2.asm all.update has nothing to do with doors or player. Comment it out and it all works fine. And that's in level 2. What the hell? Oh, now it's not letting me out. I don't know what I've done there. Yeah, I've stopped him from moving. He does look like he's dancing. I'm not sure what I'd change to make the doors stop working. Let's just try set border green again. See if it even goes green. Oops. Yes, it does. And it lets me out. And it works. Okay. So of course I'll probably want to set the Y offset so he's like, because in the real game it doesn't stay in your hand or anything. This is what it does. You normally chuck it away within like 1 second because everything's rushing at you trying to kill you. And this is another very tricky bit of code where it then seeks the nearest enemy and goes straight at him. There's like 3 enemies on the screen and it will always go to the nearest one. Or nearest damn it, it will always do that. I've got no way of getting rid of this now. So. It's working really well though. I don't know what that problem was a minute ago with the door. I just put everything back and it worked. It was almost like I was pressing the wrong button, maybe. Where's the door? I want to remove that border thing. Oops. Shaking Stevens, I've heard of him, but I don't know what his link to a green door is. Everyone's always sleeping during my streams, yeah. Sometimes I miss the chat now, there's quite a few of you, and if I'm really concentrated, I suddenly look up and there's a whole load gone by. Hit the dinner, hit some retro code up, that'll get you to sleep, no problema. Retro, I'll have a look. I'm clicking it right now. Oh god, I hope it don't come on too loud. Brace your ears, just in case. It's loading. Normally I just drag them to my desktop, but I was at a sort of impasse with the code there. Of course, it's still loading. I've tried about like every DNS imaginable. I have the same problem no matter what. I'm using them power line adapters by TP-Link, whatever they're called. Oh, Shaking Stevens green door. Let's see if I remember it. I'll quickly blast it out. I don't want to play too much because I'll get in trouble. I don't have to mute in the middle of the video. Green door. I think I might have heard that, but no, I'm not. I'm a little bit too young for that. I think I don't remember it. It was probably around when I was alive, but Shaking Stevens. I've definitely heard of him. The green door does look pretty nasty as well. But I've got to an impasse here where I don't want to make the throwing for the ball. That's going to come later. I'd love to make the hallway, but it's all gonna take too long. Almost everything I think of now is gonna take too long to even start on. I mean, I could change Bob's collision box right now, but that's boring. Might just try changing his seed a bit and just seeing if I can make him walk around in a decent way. Then end it. So I'm winding down, by the way, guys. Now I'm probably not going to do a great deal more coding. The Welsh over. Because I'm kicking in green doors. Yeah, as I say, I think I'm slowly winding down here now. I'm gonna change. All I'm doing now for the rest of the stream, I think, is just gonna change the seed on the random and to see what difference that makes to Bob. I'm not gonna go 1, 2, 3 for ages. Don't worry. Oh, oh God, he's not even moving, is he? Idiot. No, I couldn't even, Mick. Not at all. Do you know, I don't even know who the modern people are of TV or anything. I'm really bad, I am. Even movies, I watch mostly old movies as well. Yeah, like I don't even know who most of these people are nowadays. It sounds crazy because you would think someone like saying that was literally about 70 or older, wouldn't you? I obviously know who some of them are, like, but most of them were around in the old days. The ones I know. Yeah, music. Oh my god. I've just been listening to my same old stuff that I was listening to when I was 15 to 18. I actually quite like this pattern Bob's taking. Not too bad. Oh, I know something that would be quite nice and easy to add in now. I want him to stop just randomly, or maybe it won't be randomly, but it'll be seemingly randomly. And then sometimes when he's stopped, he'll throw his teeth at you. And I do need to code into it a way eventually where the chances of the teeth gets greater and more and more likely. I think 1 or 2 nodes needs fixing there, but actually that's nearly perfect now. He was obsessed with doors. Do you reckon he spent a lot of time in his room maybe? Just looking at a door, he's trying to think of something to write songs about. He's got a door there and a window. Yeah, he's walking around perfect. I'm gonna leave him on seed 1. Of course, attack state is a different ball game. We're gonna have to come up with a way of telling Bob what lane Mikey's in and getting him to go there. 1D. That's the new band, yeah. The in crowd. Oh, Coda, I'm gonna go offline quite soon, just to let you know. Don't know how much hassle it is for you to switch over to tablet, but I've only got about 5 minutes left in me, probably. So I've already made the states. Fair play, man. Well, thanks for stopping by anyway, Coda Mick. Like I say 5 minutes. It could go on longer, but it's already over the time I really wanted to be. Yeah, I need to up my game on my stream eventually. Finding the time again. I'm really close to at least getting a Twitch affiliate though. I think I can definitely pull that off with your guys' help. What you're doing just by watching, and if I keep adding to this Mikey, I've got to make some more graphics. I think just to chuck that around social media, some new bits. But other than that, things are coming along nicely. And obviously, I get my days off on Monday and Tuesday where I do a lot more coding, so big progress will happen there. Who's this Coder Mick? That's brilliant. You're a handsome chap. I'm waiting till 1,000 subscribers on YouTube to do my face reveal. Once I get the 1,000 on YouTube, that's happening. Or if I get partner on Twitch first, it'll definitely happen then as well. It is getting tricky. My YouTube is Retrocoder TV. I'm going to change the Twitch to match that as well. Thanks for asking. I forget to mention that all the time. I just think people know I'm stupid. I need to remember to plug my own channel a little bit more, just occasionally. Same with if you're watching this on YouTube at the moment, it's called Retrocoder ASM. You can watch live, interact. We've got a whole community here, loads of banter, fun banter, nothing nasty. Thank you, Jamie. That's very good of you. Massive help, my man. Yeah, like I say, Monday and Tuesday are the real big ones for me because I can add some new. I've got time to make a little bit of graphics. I can really smash out a problem. Take on a big part of the challenge. Like last Monday, we done the levels changing and added all that, didn't we? And it was quite a big task. But now that's trivial. We can copy and paste levels quite quickly. And the next big task is probably, well, I guess the home and in AI is probably the biggest one now. And the UI itself, making that look really nice. So we've got two big tasks. That's about it really then. The rest of it is copy pasting. So if I want Bob to wait, it's going to be on level 1 because he's only in level 1 anyway. All I have to do is put it here, don't I, in the state machine. Waiting. I've done it kind of backwards because what I actually figured out what I wanted to do is I wanted to patrol. Wait, that should be called hunting. Yeah, and actually, yeah, that's okay. But I want him to patrol, wait, and then have a random chance of throwing the teeth at you. The hunting is something separate. I'm not even sure if I will include. Does he hunt you in the real game, or is he just random? I'm not so sure. What else have I worked on? Um, Basically everything under the sun, to be honest. I've started out in C++ in the 90s, the late 90s, but I got nowhere with that. I really never even managed to. I got stuff drawing on the screen, but I had no control over it, couldn't figure it out, and gave up, very quickly at a young age. But then something called XNA came around, if you've ever heard of that, with C Sharp, made by Microsoft. It was roughly when C Sharp was in its infancy, and I got really into that. I made like an R-Type clone, Super Mario 1 clone, and they were all quite nice by the end of it. They worked pretty well. I only made level 1 of each one, so I never used to understand how to make main menus or level transitions back then, but I could get like level 1 looking quite nice. And then eventually I found Unity. Well, in between I went into Java with libgdx and the lightweight Java gaming library. And then I went, after a couple of years on that really, I went into Unity and spent a good few years tinkering with Unity. And now roughly that's where we are now. I did do some more C++ along the way as well. I got to like beginner level in C++. Maybe intermediate to beginner sort of level. Yeah, exactly. I do need to remember that because people are watching it back. Maybe in a month's time, someone watches it, and if I don't mention that I've got Twitch, they just might not think about it. But if I mention it, they think, oh yeah, I'll go and follow him on Twitch quickly. Yeah, so I've at least made a way for him to wait. But now I'm trying to think in my head what will cause him to wait. I want to avoid having like 10 timers, all running and getting confused with that. What have I done in Unity? I've done a heck of a lot in Unity. Unfortunately, I lost the PC that had, and I didn't back it up online or anything, and so I lost every piece of work I've ever done. Hello, good Mick. Yeah, Unity though, I created a game. I never finished any game in Unity. I took on 2 bigger projects, but I made a game similar to CS:GO one time in that very buggy version. But I even ripped Dust 2 out of that, and I had Dust 2 loading in Unity, and then I made a master server and everything. I mean, I had to type so many questions. I didn't understand half of my own code at that point. I got so much help from professionals online. Um, Other games I've made in Unity are literally point and click adventures, 3D adventure games where you could use raycasts to pick things up. But like I said, I never finished any of them games. I did have an Android store account which I made games using Unity, and I had about 12 games on there, but it got took down in the end. Unfortunately, I was pushing it a bit with like I had a Space Invaders complete clone that's full 3D. This is about 8 years ago, so they didn't like it. I got a message from Atari telling me to take that one down, and then shortly after that, I got banned from Google. Big oops. What's going to cause this bugger to wait other than a timer? Has anyone got any imaginative ideas? It is a funny story. I mean, I could elaborate on it way further, but maybe that's for another time. My game dev story is quite good though, because it's been all by myself. My family, my partner, I'm currently single, but whenever I've been with a partner, they've had no interest whatsoever in it. So it's been literally just squeezing it in over the years when I get a free minute, you know. But I've always had a full-time job and a family life to worry about as well. But I've got a passion for it and I've just stuck at it. You know, I'm at a stage now where I have a fundamental understanding of most of how the languages work. I'd love to get back into C++, but a part of me doesn't want to get back into it as well. I kind of like this at the moment, just simple stuff. Kind of nice. What stuck me on C++ was making a standard vector of unique pointers. That's where I really came on stuck. I started making everything was a pointer, and there's that they've made this thing called unique pointer, haven't they? So oh god, I can't even remember now. It was a couple of years ago. It's right of your nodes. Wow, that's interesting, Mick. I didn't know that. Now I'd be able to actually look at it, perhaps. The only thing is, I've never seen assembly for anything other than the spectrum. So, you know, I'd probably look at it and be like, whoa. That's bloody interesting, though. I did not realise that. So, have you ever done C, Mick? Because I used to do C++ quite a lot, and when I was writing in the forums, I always had the one guy tell me to learn C. No interpreter. See, I don't even know exactly what the interpreter's function is. Started with C. I think I need to do that rather than learn C++ anymore. I've learnt quite a lot of C++, but I think C might be better for me. And then after a very good grasp of C, then I'll go to C++ and an Objective C thing. Yeah, it sounds interesting, but then maybe I could do without the OOP confusion for a while. What could make this guy wait? The only one I can think of is if he hits like a node. I could give him like a 5% chance of waiting or something. That's probably a good idea, actually. I've already got middle chance. Don't think I use them. I'm going to actually be bold and just delete them. Bob, waiting chance. The only reason I'm pausing now is I'm thinking, do I want to do it lesser than or higher than? What's easier? It's 255 is the range, so that would give him a 1/5 chance, wouldn't it, of waiting every time he hits a node. I have to question how it's done as well. What is the slideshow then? I need to maybe consider this for my channel. Interpreter. Oh, a bit like that just-in-time compiler thing, is it? Wow, yeah, I need to get this base understanding like you've got, man. I need to frequent your channel more often. That's the sort of stuff you learn in college that I've just completely bypassed in my learning journey, you know? Yeah, there's a lot of interest in your slideshow, Mick. You were getting yourself tucked up in bed when they were talking about it the first time, I think. I'll have to check it out. Just finding the time, man. As soon as I log off, I do a few things on my channel, and then I go and watch the TV show. On your YouTube channel, yeah? Or Twitch. Yeah, so I just say if it's more than that. That's what I have to do. So, get random. So I can then not do any of that. I'll just set him to be waiting. Or set state. I think I've already got a set state. Is it called state or action state? State. Good job, Mick. You're gonna probably have like, thousands of followers by the time I get even 100, because there is a lot of competition in the C++, so you're gonna have to try and stand out, aren't you, with good content and like looking good. Guess it's all about getting your name around now, isn't it? Hello day, waiting. Hello Bob state. Hey, turn. So it jumps to there. Should be alright. I think there's a set state bunch up here. It's the desired direction, but it's okay. So of course I'm going to want one for patrol in a minute. It was here. Just jump to that, which is up there. So if it's more than Bob chance, go to there. Set it to waiting. It will then come through this update loop and it'll be waiting. Attack no longer exists. Waiting. I mean, to be honest, that will make him wait now, but he will never stop waiting. Oh yeah, commit to GitHub. Okay, awesome. I think I did a commit earlier today, I think, but it was only on the nightly that I've changed. But I'll do that. Pointing the camera at the screen and filming it seems to be the standard way for the ZX Spectrum community. I've noticed that. It's like you've got to prove it's legit. I mean, even better, you'd have a CRT. Retro, yeah. I've noticed it since I've joined the retro community in a heavy way, which is about 6 months ago when I lost my gaming PC. Probably at the start of the year, actually. That's as advanced as you get. Nice. I look forward to seeing that, man. That's epic. Hopefully, if you get time. Oh, I wonder will it record? Like, I want to see it load. Do you know what I mean? Like, does it do that? I know you have to like a loading screen. I haven't looked how to do that, but there's like you have to do something special for that. Fair enough. We'll be waiting about a week then. Yeah, that's fair. That's nothing to worry about. See, now he should just start waiting. I think I'll just check, and he'll just never end waiting. But in here, I could say have a random, another bite set to how likely it is he'll throw his teeth, and then yet another one for how long he'll wait. I mean, we could have just a very small chance that he stops waiting, and then just every frame check that, and eventually it will just stop waiting, won't it? There you go. Obviously, I'm gonna have to set his when he's waiting, his frame needs changing, and I've forgotten off the top of my head how I exactly handle the frames, so I'm gonna not do that tonight. When I'm tired, I'll do it when I'm fresh. But for now, I will while I'm. This doesn't matter about being tired. Bob, resume patrol chance, and this is just a cop out, so that I don't have to write a timer. He's now just he's got a 1 in 255 chance of not waiting. That's not robust enough to stick with this forever. Oh, of course I didn't code it in yet. Cool, get random. Compare. Resume chance. Return C. So if it's less than. So I've actually got 2 in 255 chance. And if not, we'll set it to patrol. This is temporary, really. I'm going to redo this tomorrow. But it's just going to constantly check that really hard to beat random thing and hope it hits 255 or 254, otherwise he's stuck there forever. Oops, I didn't compile. Oh dear. I forgot to get him to change direction as well. But I'm going to leave it exactly there so that I can remember to sort that out first thing when I get up. Yes, Coda, mate, you're dead right. I'm full of them. Yeah, 5 minutes always turns into an hour. Try it out, Moz, with that. I wonder whether, because of the way I've put this, like because of the way I've set it all up, does it work? But it'd be really interesting to find out if you know how to do that. I'm going to push it right now to GitHub. So just remember that it's in the Spiky Nightly folder instead. We've pretty much fixed Bob AI, and I'll put Bob AI version 0.9. Well, no, I'll put 0.2 because I put 0.1 last time. And there we go. And somehow I'm really shocked. Oh, the GitHub address. Yeah, I keep meaning to post that on my profile, but I will give it to you right now. Give me a mo. It's full of junk. Well, no, I've tidied it up mostly actually. There's not much junk on there anymore. Just click that and make sure it is the right link. I'm thinking it is. Cheers, Nick. Yeah, feel free to fork it and play around. Or, even the main one. But lovely, yeah, it takes you straight to the main page. It's just happy times, we're just gonna... Oh yeah, I've just let you load up a game that doesn't work anymore now, haven't I? I've just pushed it when it's in a non-working state. But not to worry, it works good enough, and it does load. I mean, you'd be able to fix him. If you change that waiting thing, just remove the code from the waiting update, Bob update waiting method in level 1, Bob level 1. We've made a lot of progress. We've made a lot. One last look. Straight away tomorrow when I wake up, and I will stream this, I'm going to change him in the daytime to wait. He'll stand and look at the screen. So in other words, he'll face down every time he stops. And I'll just make sure he doesn't walk off the edge of the screen. That'll be the first thing I do tomorrow. And it will only be a short one because I do have work followed up. But I will add a bit, the teeth attack, I think, is probably what I'll do next. It's been most enjoyable having you with me, guys. I'm really glad I started up this channel. It's made my life a lot more fun. I'm loving doing a bit of coding on air with you guys. Hopefully, pretty soon we'll have some projects between us that are actually, quite dazzling. Tap file. Yes, it is. Unfortunately, the latest build, it's gonna break as soon as Bob walks towards that wall. But you should be able to still walk up through that door and go into level 2. I'll even try that now, just out of interest. Yeah, he can. And you can grab the hearts in here. So it's still it's playable. Can't wait to get into doing this level. It just looks a bit more physically. What's the word like? Just looks more attractive. This level, I think. Especially, and there's 3 enemies to go around in this one. Yeah, nice. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys. I'm gonna get out of here now. Go and watch a little bit of TV. Probably old Star Trek. I can't remember. I was halfway through an episode again, but I can't even remember what was happening. It's funny, Star Trek, really. Especially when you binge watch them. They just seem quite funny. Yeah, it's a laugh. Yeah, man. Good night. Good night. If you're around, any of you, it's probably going to be around between midday and 1. I'll start up an hour or 2 stream. Thanks a lot, Moz, as always. Thanks for being here, man. Most enjoyable. So, yeah.